What is up? What is the difference between confidence as a boy and confidence as a man? Let's get into it. You are not a man until you realize that you are fully responsible. Understanding this truth actually gives you confidence if you accept it. If you're a man, you have to understand that you're fully responsible for your own thoughts and your own life and your own actions and your own destiny. But essentially, at the end of the day, your own state of mind. You're responsible. So once you learn to accept that, and only after you learn to accept that, then you can actually optimize your confidence to levels that were never before achieved. But most men don't have real confidence because most men don't accept that they have to be fully responsible for themselves, for their life, for their state of mind, and for their destiny. Most men think that other people should save them. Most men think that the government should save them, their wife should save them, their girlfriend should save them, their friends should save them. Now, this is not to say that you shouldn't rely on other people to some degree, to collaborate and to be somewhat dependent on other systems for your own prosperity in certain ways. But at the end of the day, if you don't have the mentality that at any point in time, those things could fall off and disintegrate and fail and leave you alone with your own self, then you're doomed to be extremely disappointed and stuck in the event that those things do collapse, which they do collapse, and they can collapse. And sometimes in the past they've collapsed, and for certain men who weren't ready for that to collapse, it actually destroyed them. And if you're going to be a man and you're going to survive in this world, you have to be able to withstand chaos and entropy, collapse, disaster, and stand strong and rise above whatever can happen that is disappointing and unfortunate and painful and tragic. So that's really important. It's interesting because as a boy, you can get confidence at an extreme level because you are not in a state of responsibility yet. To be a kid means you don't have responsibility, which is an interesting concept. And then to be a person who's an adult, a man more specifically, you have to accept all the responsibility. But in your childish, infantile, adolescent phase, you're still a boy, and you can have a huge amount of confidence, but this is this is essentially delusional because you haven't been smashed by life yet. You haven't been crushed by the brutal reality of this world, which is that it's going to disappoint you and it's going to test you consistently until you die. And your only responsibility as a man fundamentally is to pass those tests, remain faithful, remain responsible, remain in a state of embracing that responsibility and essentially winning the test. That is your responsibility as a man. And if you can do that, the more you can do that and the more you can accept that you have to do that, the more confidence you're going to have because it's going to give you more personal power and agency and pride and respect. Self-respect. I'll restate. When you're a boy, you're not in a state of responsibility. And then when you become a man, you have to accept that you have all the responsibility to be happy, to be successful, to live a life that you want, and to protect other people around you. It's all up to you. If you want to have real confidence as a man, you have to accept that because the fact is most people stay in their boyish state, infantile state of assuming that people are going to save them when in reality they're not going to save them. And so this confidence that they might portray is completely an illusion. It's foundationally insecure. If you poke that person who is really just a boy, you'll see that confidence collapse because in a stressful situation, they don't really have true confidence because they haven't accepted that this stuff can happen. They haven't accepted that a tornado can just spin through your house and just destroy everything and put you in $100,000 in debt or something crazy like that. If you're a real person and you accept that this stuff can happen, then you accept that this stuff can happen and you kind of anticipate that it could happen and that you can still proceed with grace and operate in this world in a way that is useful for you and for other people around you. So that's all for now. To conclude this video, just want to say, if you're a boy, enjoy the confidence that you might have right now because it is a fleeting state and at some point you have to really get tested and you have to emerge on the other side as a man. Well, you don't really have to. You can actually stay a boy forever, but just realize that that confidence will not be real. And that confidence will be able to dissipate at any point if it's tested by the universe, if it's tested by women, if it's tested by other men, if it's tested by any situation that could cause you to lose your confidence. And real confidence really emerges as a man when you bounce back from those catastrophes anyway. And if you're a man in terms of your age, but you're actually a boy like mentally, then you really have no excuse. But our society shelters us enough to make us so that we're allowed to do that. We're allowed to stay in these infantile states and pretend like we don't have to take responsibility for other things and ourselves. But anyway, that's all for now. Peace.